I'm Liz Brown Swanson, and you are joining me for the Mayor's Monthly Show, RPV City Talk, and we're going to talk with the great Mayor of Rancho Palos Verdes, Mayor Paul Seo.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We're at Golden Cove Shopping Center in RPV, a place that we want to get everyone to keep shopping at. You just hosted your first Coffee with the Mayor, and it was a huge success, big turnout, and it was right where I hear at Golden Scoop Gelato. Tell us how it went.
So we had the first ever Coffee with the Mayor. It went very well. I wasn't expecting the turnout, but it was great. I think everybody came for the mugs, so it was a good thing. We ran out of mugs considering how many we had. We were able to hear a lot of the issues that people were worried about, and I was happy to see folks come out and see their neighbors as well.
We could have run out of mugs, but we didn't run out of topics. The people really want to know what's going on in the city. It was a nice opportunity.
It was a great opportunity to share my vision for the city in the next coming months as well, and to hear exactly what they care about. And it's nice to actually not be confined by 2 minutes like a city council meeting is.
Right. And you'll be doing this every month. So, of course, you can go on the city website, rpvca.gov, to find out about future coffees with the mayor and come out and also get a free mug.
Yeah, get a free mug.
Also, you meet with the residents all the time, as well as monthly with our city's leaders from our committees and commissions. Before you did your Coffee with the Mayor, you got up early, you had your Mayor's Monthly Breakfast. How did that go?
Yeah, so every month we have the Mayor's Breakfast with the committee heads, and they come and they talk about exactly what they care about, what they're doing, the business that they're conducting. It's great to have a plethora of talent advising us on the city council. So we do that every month, and it's a great process and during the event that we have.
And I think our committee and commissions, everything's full, right? Because we have so many people, they're all volunteers, so they can.
Correct. Now they're going to make the announcement, but we have a lot of vacancies coming up.
Oh, we do.
We're having vacancies come up. So if you're interested, be on the lookout for the information to come up, and please help serve our city.
All right, Mayor, we're going to move on to talk about, obviously, the most pressing issue in the city has to do with the ongoing landslide state of emergency in our city. Bring our residents up to speed on the council's latest actions, what we're doing to keep our community safe and address the movement.
So right now, currently, even after the rains, we've had great stabilization in the Klondike Canyon area. It's still effectively zero movement. And on the western portion of Abilene Cove and Portuguese Bend, we're still having about 1.5 to about 2 inches of movement every week. Now the deep dewatering wells are still in place. They're still pumping water out, so we're making progress. But these rains aren't helping, and hopefully we continue to do what we need to do to make sure we stabilize the ground.
Right. The good news is we're going in the right direction.
Certainly
this council does not kick the can down the road as it happened in years past, that you are addressing it. We're seeing progress, especially with how we're getting the water out of the slide. And the geologist was at the February 3rd meeting. Correct. Giving the land movement update. And we recommend to the residents, go on, watch these meetings and see what's really being fully discussed about all we're doing and all we're spending. Yeah. That's the big issue too.
Yeah, so our geologist is pretty thorough. Our team is very thorough about the metrics and data that they present so that we can make real-time decisions based on it. And we're doing a fairly good job so far. Now the rains, like I said, haven't helped. They created little blips. We're back to schedule now and pumping, and hopefully we can get it stabilized to 1 inch or so a week so that we can get the electricity back on.
Public safety, always the top priority of our city. And I think that the fact that the Captain Guerrero and the sheriff's team that we partner with are always at the council meetings now giving us an update. What are you hearing with these latest updates about crime trends and what you want residents to understand?
Part of the city council, I sit on the Peninsula Public Safety Committee, and we have conversations every quarter. We get updates consistently from Captain Guerrero and the team on what types of crimes are occurring in the city. And effectively, violent crime is down, and it's down countywide. Now, the issue that we're having right now is with residential burglaries and burglaries in general from vehicles. One of the things that I'm concerned about, especially for public safety, is elder abuse, tax fraud and wire fraud, and fraud in general that's been occurring. A lot of these folks that we're dealing with have been getting their checks swiped at the post office. And those postage checks and whatnot have been washed, and they've been taking the money. So what we've laid out to do is have postal inspectors come out to take a look at the actual incidents themselves, run an investigation with our sheriff's department, and then have or be more vigilant in terms of investigations, and hopefully we can find culprits that are conducting these crimes.
Right. We always say every time when you see something, say something. It goes a long way in our city, and we have neighborhood watch and all of that. And of course, we're rolling out our public safety division.
And our public safety division is up and running. We have 4 public safety liaisons now, and they're going to be our eyes and ears in augmentation to our sheriff's department, which is a good thing. And they're going to be dealing with not only the sheriff's department, but responding to calls and also trying to keep our neighbors safe.
Right. when it comes to safety, crime doesn't have any borders, as well as what we do as a community. We work with our peninsula cities to keep the whole community, the peninsula, safe. And right now, on that matter, we just finished, there was a survey went out to all the peninsula residents, if you live here or work here, regarding a multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan. Again, what do we do if there's an emergency and any type of a disaster? Talk about that process that's ongoing right now. I know there's a draft plan that's being proposed.
Correct. So we got grant funding to do that research, and we hire consultants to look at the risks and the factors that are affecting our peninsula, and it's peninsula-wide. So it's the 4 cities getting together to actually discuss the problems that we're having, that we might have, so that we're prepared for natural disasters, to include earthquakes, fires, evacuations, etc.
Right.
And that plan is coming together very soon. So we'll be able to show the public exactly what we're doing and what we're prepared for. Right.
And I think that plan will go back before the City Council in March.
That is correct.
Excellent. So stay tuned for that. What we are staying tuned for is budget season. It's a very busy time for all of the council, the staff, as you're getting ready for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. We got workshops going on to address future projects, future funding. So talk about what is happening with that process.
Now, I just want to make sure that everyone understands that even though we do have landslide and we spent on the landslide, our city is healthy.
Okay.
We're healthy, but we're lean. And we're very cognizant about how we spend the money, and we're very prudent about how we spend it. And now budget season is coming up.
Right.
So we're going to talk about in the budget workshop is what we're going to prioritize and what capital improvement projects we have enough to do and to fund. And I'm looking forward to getting down and dirty with the other city council members to prioritize our projects.
I know we have future workshops coming up. You can go on the city website for all the dates and times. But what are some of the projects in the pipeline that are not related to the landslide?
Sewer management.
Yep.
Stormwater management is humongous, and we had a fissure or a sinkhole happen on Hawthorne Boulevard, and it's important that we maintain these facilities. And that's something that we're going to focus on and prioritize so that we have enough budgeting to maintain those facilities.
Of course, for the expense of the landslide, also PV Drive South. I don't know if you want to bring residents up to speed on just making sure we keep that road open and going.
Yeah, so PV Drive South, like we said before, 15,000 cars drive on it every single day. So we want to make sure we maintain it, maintain the land, and we keep it paved so that people can get to work, get to school, and just use a thoroughfare, and make sure also it's a big ingress and egress for public safety. So we want to make sure the fire department and first responders can use it and utilize it to get to our neighbors.
We were talking about the budget process you at the council meeting, because we always talk about each month what's been happening with each council meeting. You had a mid-year financial review to take a look to make sure we are being transparent about where money's going and expenses, and it was on the consent calendar. And part of that, you also approved and appropriated money for the Pano AI program. I thought that might be an opportunity just to explain that appropriation and just what goes on with the mid-year review.
I think that is very important. The city and the hill itself, the peninsula, is preparing and making sure that we have everything in place to include these Pano AI cameras. And there are 4 cameras that detect fire, and it's early detection system. And one of the anecdotes I want to say is, on January 7th, when the Palisades fire occurred, our cameras actually picked up the Palisades fire, which is 36 miles away.
Wow.
So we have an amazing system in place, especially in our area, to make sure we protect our residents. What it does is it'll alert our first responders if there's a fire and they see smoke, and it immediately alerts them so they can respond to those incidents.
Yeah, I was looking at some of staff notes, and I guess our cameras have identified 6 potential incidences right on the peninsula.
That is correct.
That's awesome. So important. We're going to move on to talk about wireless telecommunications. As we sit here in Golden Cove, I actually had issue trying to text somebody, but we all know we live on the peninsula in RPV. There's plenty of spots where we don't have coverage, and this council is trying to work with the carriers to get more wireless communications facilities installed. What is it going to take?
What we tried to do is make sure we create an environment where it's easy to install. And when I say easy to install, is making sure we tweak the ordinances that make sense, but at the same time not compromising the aesthetics and what in terms of views. And we're sensitive to that, so we just want to make sure that we have coverage.
Right.
And so we had certain carriers come in and agree to put in some sites for us.
Right. At the February 17th meeting, you went over, it was a big staff report about making municipal code amendments to make it more friendly or incentivize the carriers. Any takeaways from what came up?
One thing that we realized is one of the carriers is very receptive of what we want to do.
Okay.
And they have agreed to put at least 6 in so far. And what I want the public to realize is these are not new pieces of vertical infrastructure, but they're small wireless facilities that will go on the existing structures throughout the city to improve coverage.
Of course, you just have that dilemma where everybody wants better coverage, but then nobody wants a large pole near their house.
Correct.
So you've got to deal with that. We're going to talk about other improving things, the storefront improvement program that's offered on Western Avenue right now. Western Avenue businesses can apply for it. It's the 4th cycle. Businesses have applied, and it's an opportunity to have matching grants. So why don't you make that announcement of it's an open application starting on March 1, I think.
The city is focusing on making sure that our small businesses thrive in the city, and we want to make and create economic development in the city. So one of the things in grant programs that we're doing is making sure that they can give a facelift to their business, and we're giving between $5,000 and $20,000. The applications are opening on March 1st and closing on April 30th. So please come out, apply so that your business can thrive in our city.
And they go right onto the city website to apply.
That's correct.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's a great program. You know, we're talking about the businesses on Western Ave as we sit here at Golden Cove Shopping Center. Very convenient for me. I live right up the street. We were talking about how we come here, and we've seen it change over time. Just the history of Golden Cove that, you know, when you come here and you sit, because we were just saying, like, over here there used to be a Safeway and famous restaurants and all of that.
Currently, we're sitting right in front of Golden Scoop Gelato, which is a brand new business that we helped. But a long time ago, right behind the camera was Safeway, is a grocery store. And also where Trader Joe's used to be Golden Lotus, and then Admiral Risty's, which is right behind you.
Many great meals at both places.
Very, very, very much so. And now we have thriving businesses here, and it's great to be able to film here and talk about this location. But it's part of our city.
Yes.
It's an anchor in our city.
Yes. And it was really fun to be out here. And again, and this is their 1-year anniversary. They opened in February. So, and they said they couldn't say enough at Golden Scoop Gelato about just the relationship of working with the city. We are business friendly.
Correct.
For sure. So let's talk about all the friends you get to meet as mayor. We're going to talk about the fun part of the show, which is the mayoral activities that you get to do. Anything you want to highlight from the past month, things that you've been able to do?
Of course. We were able to meet the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts at City Hall, which is amazing. They had an amazing experience.
I was a Girl Scout.
The first business card they received had my name on it as mayor, and they were stoked about that.
That's awesome.
And before I got up to speak, they actually learned about the 3 branches of government, and they actually voted. The voting wasn't for a candidate, they actually voted for a type of meal that they wanted for dinner. So our city clerk actually ran the election.
That's so great.
Counted the votes, and they were able to see the results of their votes. So it was absolutely amazing. Second part was the last city council meeting we had on February 17th was the actual Lunar New Year.
Yes.
So we did a city proclamation to recognize Lunar New Year. And lastly, for us at least, you know, going forward, we had tons of other mayoral activities that, you know, we've always go to. So
yeah, and you
amazing.
go along with that when you have the council meetings and you honor residents and organizations. You know, you also go out and talk to our homeowners. You were just at a homeowners meeting.
That's correct. So we went to a homeowners association meeting, and it was great to hear all the issues. I was able to tell them exactly what my vision was going forward and what we're focusing on so far. So that was an amazing event as well.
All
so
right.
my hat's off to Choa.
As we wrap up the show, we always end with final mayor's announcements. This city is busy, it's hopping, and in fact, we've got some fun events on the subject of hopping you might want to share.
We do. We have an Easter egg hunt that's coming up. We also have Whale of a Day on April 11th, I believe.
Yep.
And the last event that we had the Centennial, or Point Vicente Lighthouse, which is an amazing event that's being put together now. There's a lot of swag and gifts that were coming out of it, and I think it's going to be a great activity for friends and family to come out and enjoy.
I love the egg extravaganza. It's on April 4th, by the way. You do register for that event. So go on the city website for all those activities, and it's everybody's out and about. And Whale of a Day is going to be extra special because of the Lighthouse's 100th anniversary. And they have now all this great swag celebrating 100 years to go into our Point Vicente Interpretive Center gift shop, get all your gifts there.
Yeah, we have a lot of new stuff, so come get it.
All right, with that, we're going to wrap it up here at Golden Cove Shopping Center with Mayor Paul Seo. It's been fantastic being with you. As you know, things are hopping here, and thanks for all you're doing.
Have a great day, everyone.
All right, see you next time. And remember, we are RPV together.